Have you ever wondered why a man would spend his entire month's rent just to hear a stranger say his name a 10-second video? Have you ever asked yourself why a woman might feel more connected to thousands of strangers on a digital screen than to the actual people sitting in her own living room? We are currently living in the middle of a massive social experiment that is changing the very fabric of human connection. It is called the OnlyFans Phenomenon, but it is not just about the content you see on the screen. It is about something much deeper and much hungrier inside all of us. It is about the loneliness epidemic. Today, we are going to talk about the commodification of intimacy. That is a fancy way of saying we have put a price tag on the human heart. We are going to explore how this is fundamentally rewiring how men and women look at each other. We are going to see how it is changing the physical structure of our brains. Most importantly, we are going to find out why your digital relationships might be sabotaging your real ones. Stick with me until the very end because we are going to look at the psychological solutions to reclaim your brain and your heart in an age where love has become just another subscription service. Let us start with a term you need to understand if you want to make sense of the modern world: commodification. In simple English, this means taking something that was never meant to be sold and turning it into a product. Think about a friendship or a deep conversation or the simple feeling of being seen by another person. These are the things that make life worth living. But in the digital age, we have turned these moments into things you can buy for $10 a month. Imagine you go to a local coffee shop. You pay $5 for a latte. That is a transaction. You get the coffee and the shop gets the money. No one expects the barista to actually love them or care about their problems. But this new phenomenon has blurred this line in a very dangerous way. On these platforms, the product is not just a photo or a video. The product is the feeling of being in a relationship. In the world of psychology, we call this a parasocial relationship. It is a one-sided relationship where one person extends huge amounts of emotional energy and interest while the other person is essentially playing a character. Think about a guy we will call Mark. Mark is 25 years old and he works from home. He has not had a real-life girlfriend in over 3 years. He feels invisible. He feels lonely. Every day he wakes up and stares at a screen for work. Then he stares at a screen for entertainment. One day he joins a platform. He finds a creator who replies to his messages. She says, "Good morning, Mark." She asks him how his day was. To the primitive parts of Mark's brain, those words triggered the same chemicals that a real relationship would. His brain releases dopamine and oxytocin. These are the chemicals of reward and bonding, but there is a hidden catch. Mark had to pay $20 for that good morning message. The intimacy is fake, but the chemical reaction in Mark's brain is very real. This creates a psychological loop that is very hard to break. Why do men do it? As a psychologist, I hear this question every single day. Most people assume it is just about basic lust. But the truth is much more complex. It is actually about validation. In our modern world, dating has become incredibly difficult for many people. Dating apps can feel like a meat market where you are judged in a split second. Many men feel rejected and invisible. These platforms offer a safe space where rejection is impossible. If you have the money, you cannot be rejected. This creates what I call the transactional mindset. When a man spends hours and hours on these platforms, his brain starts to learn a dangerous and lonely lesson. He starts to think that he does not need to be a better man or a more interesting person. He thinks he just needs to have more money. Imagine if every time you wanted a hug you had to put a coin in a vending machine. Eventually, you would stop looking for people to hug and you would only start looking for coins. This changes how men view women in the real world. They may start to see women not as complex human beings with their own dreams and fears, but as providers of validation that require a payment. This leads to a massive loss of social skills. Why go through the scary and messy process of asking a girl out at a library where she might say no? It is much easier to get a guaranteed smile for $10 online. Now, let us look at the other side of the digital screen. For women, the phenomenon is often sold as a path to empowerment or financial freedom. And for some women, it truly is, but as a psychologist, I have to look at the identity cost. When you turn your private self into a public product, something happens called objectification theory. This is when a person begins to view themselves through the eyes of others rather than through their own internal values. Think about a girl we will call Sarah. Sarah starts an account to pay off her student loans. At first it feels like a game. She is making money and getting compliments. But soon she realizes that her entire value is tied to her statistics. If she does not post every day, her income drops. If she does not look perfect in every shot, her subscribers leave. Sarah begins to split into two different people. There is digital Sarah, who is the product, and then there is real Sarah, who is the human being. The problem is that real Sarah starts to feel like she is not enough on her own. She begins to wonder if anyone would still care about her if she was not selling this version of herself. This creates a deep sense of alienation and internal loneliness. Even though she has thousands of fans, she often feels more alone than ever because none of those fans actually know her soul. They only know the product. The most significant change is not even happening on the website itself. It is happening in our everyday interactions on the street and in our homes. We are losing the middle ground of human connection. In the past, men and women interacted in what we call third places. These were places like coffee shops and churches and parks and community centers. In these places, we learned how to navigate the awkwardness of being human together. We learned how to read body language and how to handle small rejections and how to build trust over time. Now that interaction is being digitized and monetized. Here is an interesting fact that most people do not know. According to recent studies, the top 1% of creators make 33% of all the money on these platforms. Most creators actually make less than $150 a month. Yet the dream of hitting it big keeps millions of people engaged in this cycle. This creates a hyper-competitive environment that hurts everyone. Men are now competing with perfect and edited digital versions of women. Women are competing with perfectly filtered versions of other women. The result is what I call expectation inflation. Men expect women to be as available and perfect as their favorite digital creator. Women expect men to be as generous and validating as their top subscribers. When they finally meet in real life, they are both disappointed. This is because real humans are messy and complicated and sometimes boring. And most importantly, real humans are free. You cannot control a real person with a credit card. Let us look at some facts that shed light on why this is happening right now in history. The global pandemic was a massive catalyst for this behavior. These platforms saw a 600% increase in users during the lockdowns of the last few years. Why did this happen? It happened because we were starved for touch and connection. We were locked in our rooms and we were afraid. The platform did not create the problem of loneliness, but it certainly filled the vacuum. Here is a secret that many people do not know. Many of the top creators do not even talk to their fans themselves. They hire professional chatters, who are often men in other countries, to pretend to be them and message the fans. This means a man might be paying for intimacy with a woman while he is actually talking to a man in a call center halfway across the world. This is the ultimate proof that the intimacy being sold is a manufactured illusion. It is a factory of feelings. The pay-to-unlock feature on these sites also works exactly like a slot machine in a casino. It triggers the intermittent reinforcement part of our brain. You do not know exactly what is behind the blurred image, so your brain craves the win of seeing it. It is a form of emotional gambling where the prize is a temporary feeling of closeness. Is this behavior considered cheating in a relationship? This is one of the most searched questions on the internet today. As a psychologist, I do not give a simple yes or no answer because every relationship is different. Instead, I ask my patients to look at the impact on the bond. Infidelity is not just about physical touch, it is about emotional energy. If a partner is taking their sexual energy and their secrets and their financial resources and giving them to a creator behind a screen, they are withdrawing those things from their real-life partner. The real problem is avoidance. People use these platforms to avoid the hard work of building a real relationship. If you are struggling with this in your relationship, you need to have a digital boundary conversation. You should ask each other where your private life ends and the public internet begins. You should talk about what intimacy really means to you. Ask yourselves if you are using screens to avoid talking to each other about the things that really matter. We also have to talk about the dark spiral of addiction. Because these platforms are designed by experts to be addictive, some users fall into a very deep hole. I have seen cases in my practice where men spend their children's college funds or their entire retirement savings on tips and private messages. This is a form of escapism. When your real life is painful or boring, the digital world feels like a warm blanket. But like any drug, the dose has to get bigger and bigger to feel the same effect. The signs of addiction are very clear. You find yourself needing to spend more money just to get the same high. You feel anxious or depressed when you are not on the site. You are starting to choose the site over sleep or work or spending time with real friends. If this is happening to you, it is time to realize that you are not just a fan, but you are a victim of a system designed to keep you addicted. So how do we fix this? How do we stop viewing each other as products and start seeing each other as people again? Step 1 is the 3-day digital detox. Your brain needs time to reset its dopamine receptors. You should try going 72 hours without any form of paid digital intimacy. During this time, you will feel bored, you will feel lonely. But you must understand that loneliness is a signal. It is like hunger. It is your soul telling you to go out and find real connection. Step 2 is to invest in third places. Force yourself to go somewhere where you have to interact with people for free. Join a running club or a board game group or a volunteer organization. The goal is not even to find a romantic partner. The goal is to practice being a human being in a physical space. Step 3 is to practice radical empathy. If you are a consumer, you must remind yourself that the person on the screen is a human with a family and fears and a life outside of that image. If you are a creator, you must remind yourself that your value is not determined by your monthly revenue or your subscriber count. Step 4 is the real-world investment. Take the money you are going to spend on a subscription and spend it on your own life. Buy a nice shirt or get a professional haircut or buy a coffee for a real friend. Invest that money into your own reality. We are at a crossroads in human history. We can continue down the path of the loneliness economy where we buy and sell the illusion of love until we are all broke and more alone than ever. Or we can realize that true intimacy cannot be bought. Real intimacy is expensive, but not in terms of dollars. It is expensive in terms of time and vulnerability and effort. You have to risk being rejected to find real love. You have to risk being seen for who you truly are, including all your flaws. These digital platforms are easy, but real life is hard. However, the things that are easy rarely fulfill the human spirit. No one on their deathbed ever said they wished they had spent more time on a subscription site. They always say they wish they had spent more time with the people they loved. Let us start investing in the people we can actually reach out and touch. Thank you for your time and your attention. It has been an honor to share these thoughts with you. I wish you all the best on your journey toward a more connected and meaningful life. Remember to be kind to yourself and to those around you. We are all in this together. Goodbye and take care of your heart.